Calling you a radical basketball Meta-4s matter. Kevin Blanch, the anti-imperialist, the biologist. Weber State, by the way, Weber State basketball sure doesn't belong to coaches. They come and go. Professors come and go. This belongs to we, the community. The community. This is a community. To the students, yeah. To the student athlete, oh, hell yeah. This is every student athlete that's ever played here's team. You know, these incredible, let's talk the ABCs. 1, 2, 3 of Weber State. 1, 2, 3. They always come, but they never want to leave, or they do want to leave. The transfer portal. Dillon State. 1, 2, 3. So I want to talk about the ABCs of Weber State basketball. And let me explain something. Into the research library. You blackball me, imperialist bootlicker you. 1, 2, 3. We used to teach biology. We used to teach finance. We're the #1 school business that got from first to worst because we came imperialist bootlickers. Not me, not we, Kevin D. I don't play. I'm from the sea. I'm we. So I want to talk why the rocks, piles of rocks, because that's what Weber State basketball is. Big Sky basketball is rock throwing breaking contest, you know, and so I love how all these guys steal all my cliches, these sports writers. It's like, make Ogden sketch again. How many videos that I did 10, 15 years ago? Now, what's the name of how he's selling shirts? Go ahead, plagiarize me. Never free, never me. Kevin, let's talk about so, yeah, that's the first one because they're not even available. Well, they're available. They take time. How'd you get one? $10. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's talk the ABCs of Weber State basketball. It's a boot camp here. It's a boot camp. I mean, I'm telling you, it's a boot camp. 1, 2, 3. Where's your soup can? Where's your soup can? Baseball. Don't have a soup can. It's global. That's Jerry Carty. So, 1, 2, 3. Let's talk. Is that the earth in your fast times at Weber High School? Just wanted to catch some good vibes. That's all. That's all. So let's talk the 1, 2, 3. Huh. Oh, there it is. Oh, you got it on. Let's talk the ABCs. 1. That's the last one of these. Tim gave me to do the play-by-play for KWCR 88.B. Maybe the best athlete that ever played here. Did you know the cheer squad? That's not a sport, by the way. It's not a sport when only 3 people compete for the national champion. Oh, athletes? Of course they're athletes. But, you know, they filed a copyright strike against me for videoing at the halftime of game trying to promote them. Fuck. It's a state university. That's a public fucking facility. Public. Just like the foot. How are they not letting the kids go into the fucking football field? It's a public. They got chains. That's against the fucking law. That's against the law. That's paid for. This university paid for by the state of Utah, Weber County, taxpayers. This is a state university. It's the evolution to imperialism. 1. 2. 3. 0. 0's not a number, is it? 1, 2, 3. What about 4? Oh, that's Scotty Bamford. That's Eddie Gill. What an evolution. 1, 2, 3. So I want people to understand it isn't a matter how many people watch these videos. Who's watching? 1, 2, 3. So let's talk about this. I got this at Savers. It's cool as hell. I paid $1.50 for it. It's cool as hell. I did the play-by-play for KWC 88 Point the Beat, and I had Lillard sign that. Lillard's a god here, rightfully so. He's an NBA Hall of Famer. Come on. But let's get real. Weber State's team, what has evolved here has not been about winning. It hasn't been about winning since 1999. Harold Arsenault, the Show, and Eddie Gill, Ronna Bakelin. This coaching tree that exists now, a quarter century of it nearly. Well, 2002 was it 2003. Pat Dantley and Jeremy Boyette undefeated in the Big Sky. Cravens coached. What a fucking team. But the hire of Randy Ray, the Randy Ray coaching tree, Duff's been here the whole time. It's not about winning. And they haven't won since. They haven't won. You know, if what has happened, there's been a byproduct. I call it overcoaching. It's intense. They're overcoaching their radical style. It's boot camp. But what it's produced is these incredible players. These incredible players that are all over Europe that, well, 1, 2, 3. My favorite player that always played here, he wore 10. Well, everybody loves Jimmy DeGrafferty. Jimmy DeGrafferty's the evolution of coaches here. What? Well, Dick Motta, he's local. Oh, that's Soda Springs, Idaho, Grace, Idaho. Phil Johnson, he's local. That's Grace, Idaho. We claim them ours. There are inbred brothers and sisters up there. There are. Southern Idaho, no, Utah, we're kissing cousins. So they're local. How about Ronna Bakelin? He's Utah. He's local. Snow. Those are some great coaches. Neil McCarthy. Rock throwing contest. That's what it is. So Big Sky basketball is so overcoached. These coaches all know each other. It's so radical. It's so intense. That's why they just beat the shit out of each other, and they can't ever go to the tournament. They haven't won a tournament team since 1999. Well, the Big Sky hasn't won one since 90. Well, I take it back. Montana won one in 2007. They played in the play-in game this year. It's been spiral downhill as far as winning. The Big Sky is not about winning anymore. It hasn't been for a long time. Basketball metaphors matter. Lillard, the championship game, I did the play-by-play. To the moment of Fukushima. To the moment, 1, 2, 3. We used to teach biology at Weber State. 1, 2, 3 used to be an academia gem. #1 school business in the country with Kevin Blanch out there. I got to tell this story about Jimmy D, which a lot of people's favorite players here. He needs to be the coach here. Jimmy DeGrafferty. One of the true greatest. He's from Utah. He's local. So, in the 90s, we're the #1 school business in the country. 95, I'm the student professor over there for Clyde Cooley. The #1 finance, the #1 business school in the United States. No opinion via the test. Beating Harvard, beating Wharton. At the same time, Ely Muss is going to Wharton. Wharton's our sister school. We're public. What? Yeah. Jimmy DeGrafferty's in my class. Well, I'm the student professor. It's Cooley's class, but I'm the guy. I'm the guy that used to keep players in class. Ruben Nemhart. I remember Ruben and I had sat right next to each other when I was a student in English. What a great player. Oh my God. 25. Trevon Smith. That's the hallowed number here. So, Jimmy DeGrafferty in 95 was in that program. The #1 school of business in the country. They get that upset of Heathcote. Heathcote coached in the Big Sky. Montana, their old nemesis. The old Swenson Gym, the last game ever played in the Swenson Gym, I think it was triple overtime. Judd Heathcote upset Weber State. Sent him packing. I think Michael Ray Richardson was on that team. The greatest player that ever played in that building, Willie Sojourner, Justin Thigpen. You know, so many great fucking players up there. The best team that Dave Sakowitz always reminds me that ever here, 69. They were a Sweet 16 team, headed to the Final Eight, and he missed the front end to Jerry Tarkanian before it was UNLV. They had him beat, but he now tells a story that, well, Atlanta Turner was in the off, and I kept looking. Heartbreak after heartbreak here. I think they lost 3 games. That was Phil Johnson and Young. If Phil Johnson would have coached Weber State or the Jazz, Sloan would have got to feel so predictable. They would have had 4 or 5. What a great coach. What a great team. So I have a leukemia story about that team, about Kirk Nations. It's not a good one. I won't even tell it, but when I was a young blaster. The ABCs of Weber State basketball. So they play in 95. They upset David Locke. We go from Hot Rod, the great Hot Rod, to David Locke. Oh, my God. He told me to my face that they were sent to the Wolves, and he bet me a bunch of money that we would get killed. I said, no, they'll win. I bet them on the money. They killed freaking Heathcourt. They paid him back. Sean Resper, I think Snow's on that team. But anyway, the next round, they play in Alabama. I'm with the team. They play Allen Iverson is a freshman. We were just beats him. The great Ronald Baglin. Ruben Nemhart. God, he knew how to coach. He would space. He would calm them down. I remember in the huddle, he would, no. Anytime they got in trouble, they would bring Nemhart down on the post. He was thick. He was strong. And they would post him if they'd go man-to-man on him. They'd post him. And if they collapsed on him, he would kick to the corner to Jimmy DeGrafferty, playing Iverson. They're just beating him. It's on a Sunday. Had him beat the game. They got a foul. They're out of time. They're losing. They're into the foul technique late. Pretty well done. Ruben Nemhart, the great free throw shooter, goes to the line, which never misses. I remember Joe Bass told him after the game, that missed free throw just cost you a couple million. He missed it. Rimmed out. They're out of timeouts. Georgetown, they throw down. He shoots the Hail Mary. Iverson. It's an air ball from hell. If it even caught rim at all, game's over. Put back there. It's just exactly like the 83 game. Bob Vanno cut down the Mets here. Remember that Thurl Bailey game? The air ball they put back in? What a fluke. Heartbreaking. Jimmy DeGrafferty comes back. They played Friday, Sunday. The test is on Monday. He's home. Or no, the test was, I think it was a Tuesday. And I'm like, Jimmy, Clyde Cooley told me that, and he didn't let nobody off the hook. The number one client, vicious. He ain't gonna let no student athlete off the hook. He wouldn't, no way. But he says, I can talk him into giving you time to study. This is the toughest test on the campus. Number 1 school business in the country. So Warren Buffett and Bill Gates and his puppets, John Coltrane, Curtis Creeps, stole it. No, I'm ready. I said, when did you study? He said, I studied in the room on Saturday. Okay, all right. He got the class high. So he's coached. He came out of, what he does and decided to coach for a couple of years. So then just won the state championship. He reminds me of Baglin. He needs to be the coach here. 33. Nobody likes you when you're 33. What's my number again? The ABCs, the 1, 2, 3s of Weber State basketball. This is so iconic. Dylan Jones. Now, as I did video after video, I talked to Joel right before the draft the other day, and he says, the Wizards been calling him, blah, blah, blah. And I says, you know who's going to draft him? He says, who? And I says, the Knicks. I was on this early in the season. I turned Dylan on to this. I said, Dylan, come here. This is the beat writer, Nate, for the Knicks. He's all over this. Look at this. He's got you at number 7. So I knew the Knicks were going to grab him. I knew it if he was still available. Okay, see, there was a reason every single scout. I said on the very front row right there, I talked to all the scouts. I thought for sure the Lakers would grab him at 17 if he was still. What I understand, these people want to do, and this needs to be said. NBA scouts are not the sharpest tools in the shed. And management, a lot of teams are not about winning, including the Utah Jazz. Now, remember, I'll tell this story. Frank Layden, when the great Damian Lillard was playing it, we knew what Lillard was. I saw his high school tapes. You know, I really tried to get these guys to sign Jeremy Lin. I mean, state championship. You know, I watched Jason Kidd's high school championship game down there. I watched a lot of California high school championship. Jeremy Lin won the championship. He's an intellectual. He wanted to go to, we're the number one school business in the country. I mean, hello. They didn't want him. So we're sitting there. I couldn't believe when we got Lillard. I mean, he was NBA caliber in high school, and everybody knew it. Oh, I sure the fuck knew it. I remember being in Wendover. And a bunch of gamblers betting guys. I said, what are you betting, Jazz? We got an NBA player here. This is when he's a freshman or a sophomore. Who are you talking? I said, Damian Lillard's an NBA guy. It's free money. Well, he got no publicity from the media. None. No love. You know, he's take the high road. He comes back and gives back. I'm talking the play-by-play breaks his foot. So I'm doing the play-by-play for 88.1 The Beat. He's sitting over there in his booth. Frank Layden used to come to these games. In fact, I talked to Frank just the other day at the By the way, the Ogden Raptors, you got $1 billion stadium down. That's $1 billion stadium, and you got a 30-cent freaking organization playing in it. It's pitiful. So anyway, Frank's at the game. Frank's 94 years old. I went and visited with him. I got some pictures with him. You know, Frank loved Lillard when he played here. Frank was all over it. Think about draft choices. Who drafted Stockton? I watched Stockton playing here in college. We were beat him by 30 points. Frank and Scott Layden, oh, they knew their shit. John Stockton, Karl Malone. You think those are the greatest draft choices in NBA history? They're way up there. You know, maybe Jerry West did. Oh, yeah, Jerry West didn't draft Kobe. But he sure traded Vlade for him. He comes down. I'm visiting with Frank. Guy comes walking by. It's an NBA scout for the Jazz. Frank says, oh, hi, how you doing, blah, blah, blah. And he says, who you scout? Scout player? Yeah, I think it was a player from Eastern Washington. Good player. I looked right at it. I says, your NBA player sitting right there. Now, I don't know if Dillard heard it, but I think he heard it. And Frank said, yeah. And the guy laughed. He laughed, literally laughed, and he walked up. Frank said, the Jazz, you should have heard it, Frank. I won't repeat what he said. But Kevin O'Connor's had this guy at 50. He's the great draft choice again. Remember when he passed on Chris Paul? Or did he wear number 3? Remember when he passed on Chris Paul? Remember when he passed on Tony Parker? The guy's a fucking moron. The Jazz are pitiful. Don't you see the Utah Jazz are not about winning? They're about the imperialism takeover. This is what's going on in the NBA. What's going on? These guys are about winning. Now, there's teams that are about selling sports merchandise, they're about bling-bling, that's what the Lakers have turned. Jerry West died right before the greatest Laker of them all, died right before the draft. He's rolling in his grave. The rock throwing contest. They're not about winning. The Knicks, I knew the Knicks really wanted that, but I knew that he wasn't going to be around that way. They said they were blown away that when they talked to the Bucks weren't going to take him. What? All these teams, the only thing dumber than an NBA scout, and I said with them, they're dumb fuckers. The only thing stupider than a fucking NBA scout is a NFL scout. Ask Rashid Shaheed. You know, he's playing for league minimum undrafted. Oh, did I call him out every fucking day? I got a hunch he might end up being an MVP this year. Playing for the league minimum, undrafted. I told you the Knicks were going to draft him, and they said they were surprised. But these guys, this wasn't their scouts. This was their management. They have a guy who wants to win. He reminds me, I mean, back in the old days, Larry Miller wanted to win. They get the legacy trust through to keep the Jazz in the Miller family forever, and she marries the lawyer and he sells it to the CIA, BYU, fucking, we're moving them to Provo. Get a foot. I had season tickets first year Jazz here. Ricky Green passes them all. Fucking the great Hot Rod Hundley. Fucking Adrian Daly. They passed on Dylan at 17, the Lakers. I call him Dylan, Dantley, Magic Jones. He's so diverse, whatever. This guy says we wanted him last year. We were taking him. We didn't care how low we had to go. Well, these guys, you know, they know. They talk. You take, no, okay. You take, no, okay. They were really amazed, and they were willing to do this big trade, clear down into the top 10. They were going to do it. Two second-round draft choices? Now, who the hell trades 2 second-round draft choices for a 26th pick? That's stuff you do for a 3rd or 4th pick. They knew they were going to get him. So the Knicks wanted him bad. And so the Knicks, you know, they're talking to them. The Knicks tried the okey-finokey on him. So they hurried and tied up the Wizards. They made a draft with the Wizards, so they got all 3. So they knew what that was about to get more for Dylan. Instead of getting 2 second round, well, no, no way. 3, no, well, we're not giving you more than that. Okay, we'll just make a deal with the Wizards. Well, they're after you. Well, you said you weren't taking him. Okay. 4. Here's 5. Done. Bargain. What? The greatest player in this building in the history? Oh, it's Dylan Jones. He stayed here. Oh, I knew it. The ABCs of Weber State basketball. I've been here the entire time. Coaches come and go, don't they? Professors come and go. These people that aren't from here, that aren't, but this is a community. The hardcore fans. The first one to call out Lillard as a name that was probably, well, there's a lot of us. We knew us hardcores from day one. But Dylan, I knew Dylan from the day he got here. Or almost the day he got here. Remember when knocked out the ref. I was in San Diego doing my biology work. When we used to teach biology. Now we're Imperial's Bootlicker U. It's not about winning, which is heartbreaking, actually. And then they wonder why they have no fans. Same in football. Abraham Williams is playing at Idaho. What? Jack Kelly's playing at fucking BYU. Collins is playing at BYU. What? Fucking Burgess, the great fucking incredible All-American punters at Texas Tech. So we got a fucking white. 1, 2, 3. They want to come, but then they want to leave. Why? Coaching. I mean, this is a rock throwing grind. This ain't about winning. This tree's been here for a long. They don't win. If you haven't noticed, they do not win. In fact, they haven't won the Big Sky since 2016. And me and Randy Ray got in a big fight on the 2016 game. What the fuck? Well, we're just not good enough, Kev. We don't get players like when you used to work for Bag. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, really? Like Damian Lillard, I told him? Joe Ballin, boy, like I told him? Scotty Bamford, Jeremy Seeklin, players like that. Jerry Carding, players like that. Jimmy D, 33. No one likes you when you're 33. I changed to a 10, Hardy. I love Lillard. Don't get me wrong. I fucking love Lillard. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. He's incredible. What a great fucking player. Well, incredible, right? Dylan signed this thing. I got it all dirty, but I have a brand new one made at Coleman's that I had him signed. I got every game he pretty well played here for him. That when he broke Eddie Gill's still record, Eddie Gill just happened to be here. The great, oh, what a play! Oh my God, what a play! I had Eddie and him sign the tickets. I got all that. You know, one day I've got Dylan gave me a pair of his game wear Damien shoes signed, and but sell them. I'm not selling them. I told him when Weber State wants to put together their box up here in here for the Dylan Jones, because that's what I'm about. I give myself away. I take the high road. This fucking place takes the low with me. They could have paid for my cancer treatment. They blackballed me because I'm what? Anti-imperialist. I'm anti-nuclear energy. Who do you think built this fucking house? E.O. Wattis, the CEO of GE. Wattis School of Business, Wattis School of Art, #1. Fucking the merger of Utah Construction. The D family, Mrs. D. He died, Thomas D. They made it building the nuclear industry. Truly the greatest philanthropist, maybe in Western American history. Her. She left $1 billion here to Weber State in the 70s. I worked on this 1975 when I was a teenager. I had lifetime tickets in here. My auntie right over there, the famous surgeon. Right there's his office. He saved my life from the grave, by the way. They sold lifetime tickets here, but they expired them. I guess our lifetime wasn't mean lifetime. I watched Stevie Nicks snorting cocaine. God, she was so good. Fucking, I watched all these incredible performances here. Nobody likes the ABCs. The 1, the 2, the 3. Is 0 a number? At Weber State. Basketball metaphors matter. The historic training program we had. We have historic trainers all over. You know, they're all from Japan, have been like, and we talk Fukushima constantly. What's that? Basketball metaphors matter. Basketball metaphors matter. Imperialism. Well, tell me the NBA is not turned into an imperialistic league. Tell me that. That's exactly what they sit up in their boxes, look out over, unleash the lions. Let's go to a Jazz game. I had season tickets the first year Jazz game. We used to take a bus from the bar. I was first year the guy. I was 19 years old when they got here. We put a keg on the bus. The first protest I ever won, we were outside when Battistone raised beer prices from $1 to $1.25 for 16 ounce good beer. Well, we used to drink Coors then. We were Coors kids back when it was real beer before it got bought out and captured. Well, Denver was playing. So we protested out in front of it. We made the Denver papers everywhere because, you know, Battistone, he heard us. Not only did he lower him back to $1, he sent us over rounds for the year. $240 for the year. So I think it's irony because we'll be down there. I'll go watch his games in the Summer League because I won't go to those games anymore. They're so ridiculous price. The Summer League, he'll play here next week, 3 days in a row. So we'll go to those. And they get packed up because the only time anybody can afford to go watching professional basketball. He'll be on the floor. I was at that game. I had season tickets. I sat right on the 12th row, right across from MJ when he hit it. Oh, oh, oh. The GOAT? Oh, fuck. Think about this as far as the GOAT. John Havlicek. John Havlicek, I always think about that 74, and he won without the GOAT. The GOATs are Michael Jordan, Bill Russell. Will Chamberlain would be the GOAT by himself, but he couldn't beat Bill Russell. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. The great Lakers, Magic Johnson. Jerry West Rowan is great. This guy wants to win. This guy knows his shit. He's not a scout. The only one dumber than fucking NBA, and they're fucking stupid. It's been proven. The Utah Jazz, Kevin O'Connor still running his fucking mouth, posting all over. I used to laugh at these morons going fit. He would have went probably a lottery if somebody was interested in him. OKC was going to get him, because they want to win. You think about the draft choices OKC's had. Oh, think about the players. Didn't Kevin Durant come from there? Whoa. Chris Paul? No, but Harding did, didn't he? I mean, think about the players that come out of there. They haven't been able to keep them. They want to come, but then they want to leave. Money. This build a great team thing that LeBron put together, Miami. I'm so against it. Dylan stayed here all 4 years. He didn't have to, but he did. He's a 4.0er. Me and Joel was talking about this the other day. I says, you know how hardcore it's the rock throwing contest and brutal this Big Sky basketball is? He never got hurt. I said, Joel, tell me, you were the trainer of his for 4 years. Tell me how many times he got hurt. And he says, never. He's like Karl Malone. So we'll be rooting for these guys. So the 1, 2, 3s, if you're going to come here to Weber State basketball, know one thing. Oh, it's boot camp. I mean, it's boot camp. It has been. We'll see what happens this year. They got a lot of talent. They always have a lot of talent, a lot of great talent. Think about what players do in Europe because they come out of this boot camp. Oh, and it's a boot camp. Randy Ray, freaking Eric does boot camp. I don't like their style. I hate their style, actually. It's so vicious, so hardcore by the end. But look at these players shine in Europe. Fuck, you seen what Harding does in Europe? Oh, my God. 62% shooting. He's not a center. He's a guard. He's the greatest player I ever saw here. Tell this guy. I knew it. I had a heart attack, as you know. I got AML leukemia in 2011, given 2 months to live. And went to the bone marrow transplant on 11/11. The first time I got to come out, I came out with my nurse. I was like this. And I sat with Eddie Tillman, local, played here. By the way, Andre Dyson, local. I think Andre might be related to him. He still coaches here, football. We love that guy. Jay Hill and Andre Dyson, the two great coaches. I love fucking Jay Hill. You know, he's bolted to BYU. He's from down there. You know why they're so great? You know who they used to go against in practice every day? Not besides his brother. You know, Andre's brother. Oh, what a player. Could be the greatest player in Super Bowl history, that tackle on him at the goal line. Yeah, his brother played in the Super Bowl. Oh. Gotta go with that left, Jerry. Where's your suit? Where's your suit? Steve Smith Jr. Guardian. Oh. We need locals coaching here. You know, we need to get back to winning. A Bagelin. Dick Motta. How come Phil's not retired in there, Johnson? Phil Johnson very well could be the greatest coach in the history of this school. That's saying a lot. I think Sakowitz is right. I think about it, that 69 team was probably the greatest team in the history of this school. You know, they went to 316. She went to A. 95 could be the greatest team ever here. My favorite player for years and years was Ruben Nemhart. Fuck, what a player. What a coach at Bagelin. Love that fucking team. Most people still hear the old school. They'll say, who's your favorite? Jimmy D for 3. You know, Carl Arkin used to call Lillard the Great Dane. The best announcer we ever had here, Steve Klauke. Steve Klauke, you know, was killed just a couple weeks ago, right before the draft. He would have been down there screaming his head off. He loved Dylan. He and I talked so many times. He's the greatest announcer we ever had here. No one's even close. He was hit by a car in the crosswalk walking to the store. Boom! And killed. I think it's so heartbreaking. He loved Dylan. His famous call, and I'm going to dedicate the football and basketball season to him. I told Kev, you can't retire and move. We got to do the vlog on basketball and football this year because of Klauke. We love Klauke. Dylan Jones with another Karam collection. Another double-double by the great Dylan Jones. The greatest player in the history of this building, Damian Lillard, way up there. Ruben Nemhart, Jimmy DeGraffi, Harold Arsenault, The Show, Scotty Bamforth, Jeremy Sieglin, Joe Ballenboy, Jerry Carding, Jerry Carding, Jerry Carding, Jerry Carding. Jerry Carding, Jerry Carding, Jerry Carding, Jerry Carding. Why is he in the NBA? He turned it down playing Europe. Until this guy. The greatest player in the history of the university. Well, they won national championship in the J. Wapmasaka. Who's he? First player color in the history of the NBA? Yeah. The old Deseret Gym on 25th Street, which was Weber State Gymnasium. Yeah, even the great Arnie Farron. You know, Arnie Farron didn't play on that team, but Arnie Farron, Wapmasaka did. First player color in the history of the NBA. How about Byron Russell's real father, Alan Holmes? Mr. Freeze is the first guy that called out Dylan, not me. First year, I loved Dylan. I liked him, but I never thought, no way he's NBA. His second year, I'm starting to wake up a little bit. Well, he's growing. He's getting better. I watched him. This guy that shoots 88% from the free throw line, that's 6'6", and he's a beast. Players like that don't shoot that kind of. I mean, he's Adrian Dantley-like that way. He's Magic Johnson. He'll fight you at the ring and get fouled, and one should be his name. I mean, well, you know, I call him Dylan Dantley Magic Jones. If you don't know about Andrew Dantley, you don't know basketball. Fuck, unbelievable. My favorite player ever in Utah was Ricky Green till now. These fucking scouts are morons. They had him 50, 60. I bet people inside here, coaches, whatever. I said, no, he's going first round. He's going fucking first round. Bet me. Oh, I'll bet he ain't no way go over there. I says, I'll bet you a steak at the timber mine. Dozens and dozens of these fuckers owe me. No one's fucking stepped up yet because it's Kevin Blanch. Fuck, you know, the anti-imperialist, the anti-nuker. Fucking stand up in the belly of this fucking beast. They could have paid for my cancer. They didn't. So my cancer had a central line in me, ate up my aortic valve, as you know. I was given 2 months to live in 2011. I was in a bone marrow transplant center off and on for 5 fucking years, dying LDSE state. Fucking basketball metaphors matter. Full of AML, de novo, unsurvivable. There's no way I'm going to live. The first game I came out with my nurse, we sat at the bracket bus at Arlington. Lillard had a fantastic fucking game. They probably were going to get high as a 10th seed in the tournament. They got upset by Anthony Johnson, who passed away this year. I mean, it still blows my mind. The greatest performance in the history of this building, Anthony Johnson. You know, second, probably Stevie Nicks. You know, I saw Alabama here. I loved it. You know, there's been a lot of them. Harold Arsenault, the show. Oh boy. This is a boot camp. Dylan Jones. So they took out my aortic valve, so I had open heart surgery in 2017. The school could have paid for my cancer treatment. I was a millionaire. You know, finance guy. I remember I had all that Tesla and Apple stock. My grandson figured out my star portfolio. He says you'd be worth hundreds of millions of dollars. My mom gave me, you know, those kids, 2011 babies, who know Rashid Shaheed personally. Fucking love Rashid. They know Jerry Carding personally. He was a mentor, but they're turned off. They're soccer fucking man. I said, the only good thing about going to your kids' soccer, and they're good. I mean, they can run like no other. They run like Rashid. And I said, the only good thing about going to your soccer games gets my blood pressure down because it's so fucking boring. Oh, God. So, Rashid's such a mentor to those kids. Visit with them. I'm so fucking happy for him. Playing for the league minimum. You think NBA scouts are fucking stupid? The Utah Jazz, Kevin O'Connor, 50th. He passed on Chris Paul. Didn't he pass on Kaiwan? Leonard? Yeah. Didn't he pass on Tony Parker? Fuck, these are Hall of Famers. Yeah, and we're still going to listen to him. NBA scouts are fucking stupid, and just know that. Dylan always had me. Rashid always had me. It doesn't matter how many people are watching, it's who's watching. He will be a superstar in the NBA. Mark my fucking words. Mark my words. You got a fucking organization that's committed to winning. This guy wants to win. This guy, they were the number 1 seed, got upset. Look out, that's all I got to say. Of course, around here, we're rooting for Bucks, Thunder, Lightning Rashid, What comes after lightning? Thunder. So this is the ABCs of Weber State basketball. 1, 2, 3, do re mi. 1, 2, 3, do re mi. We. Basketball metaphors matter. Kobe Bryant's trainer to me, right here. Kevin. I was one of his personal trainers, our legendary training program. Go ask Lillard's personal trainer. He's still with him. Isn't it amazing? What Kobe, you know what Kobe told me? He says he has quantum physics mind. Like, what's my number? Each state on its side. Is 0 a number? Is 0 a number? 0, 1, 2, 3. 4s. Gil. Bamforth. 1, 2, 3. Do re mi. The ABCs. Do re mi of Weber State basketball. Just about winning. We need to get back to winning. We got Sedell Threetson here. Blaze. He's something else. They're loaded. Fuck, they're talented as fuck. But they always are. The fucking athletes that come through here fucking blow my mind. So incredible. Football and basketball. I mean, the athletes they got on that football team, forget about it. It's unbelievable. It's the best kept cup secret in sport is Big Sky football. That's Cup, Kupp. You know, go ask Teron Johnson. 7. He wasn't 7 here. I think he wore 1. Was go ask Mr. Opeta. He's with Tampa Bay now. Ask Jonah Williams, 94. Fucking Abraham Williams, 38. Trevon Smith beat Tadell and Jessel, 25. I was an Emhart's number here, too. Go to the sales. They're throwing stuff all away when Dylan's a sophomore. There's a number 2 Dylan Jones jersey. $5. I always told Dylan, I had him sign it. I said, I'll give it to you. God, I want one. I've been looking everywhere for one. I want one. I'll give it to you. No, Kev. No, Kev. No. We'll get this handled later. $5 because nobody believed in him. Mr. Freeze, who's 96 years old. He says, I became a Weber State basketball fan when Garner refused to play Byron Russell's father, Alan Holmes, who won 2 national championships at Weber State as a JC. 1959. I said, well, that's when I was made. I was born in 60. My coach, when I was a kid, my baseball and my track coach was Dick Conley. He played on that team. He worked for me at the end of his life. He literally, I owned Blanch Plastering. Loved him. He come to me one day and he says, Kevin, he says, you know Dylan? Yeah, I know him personally. You know, he's a freshman. Can you call him over here? Yeah. Dylan, come here. I wanted to introduce you to the number 1 Weber State fan right there. 96 years old. He was 92 then. To Dylan Jones. Let me tell you, young man, this is the end of his freshman year. Let me tell you, young man, I've been here longer than anyone. You're the best player in the history of this school at this stage. I watched all these greats play. You're even better than Lillard was at this stage. And I looked at him and I'm like, what? I don't think so. No, he looked at me and he says, I know so. Don't doubt the Godfather. Don't ever doubt him. Don't ever doubt him. He was right. I got onto him late in his second year, third year. I knew. First rounder, ABC, 1, 2, 3. Is 0 a number? We love Lillard. Don't get me wrong. Lillard's a god around here. He's a Hall of Famer. I think he'll coach here someday. 2. Oh, come on. Well, I did graduate the number 1 school of business in the country. Went there. They blackballed me. I was a student professor, Jimmy DeGraffi, and the highest exit scores in the history of this country to this day. My class, 96. So forgive me if I can't count right. 0 number? 0. 1, 2, 3. Just all you athletes, remember Kevin Blanch here, the biologist. Damn Chris. It's not all about your money. It's the ecology, the ABCs. Just remember this, all you young players. You develop as a person, as your integrity. Dylan Jones made those shirts at Coleman's, made in the USA. Go ask him who talked him into that. Nobody likes you when you're number 33. What's my number again? What's my number again? Jimmy D. That's who I want for the coach. If Eric goes, who knows? They brought a new coach. We'll see. Which one gets the championship first? Lure or Dylan? I don't know. Let's hope one of them does. Gotta go with that left, Jerry. Basketball metaphors matter. Kobe Bryant. Isn't it amazing? This was told to me a face by one of his personal trainers. He's got a quantum physics mind like yours, Blanche. What do you mean? He told me one day, isn't it amazing how basketball mirrors culture? Not only mirrors culture, it predicts the future before it happens. Kobe Bryant. His tragic death. Oh. The rock throwing contest. Big Sky basketball. Oh, it's so physical, it's so intense, it's fucking ridiculous. It's overcoached, they all know each other. Oh boy. He'll be ready day one, like Lillard was. I have Lillard's first game he ever played here. I had him sign it. I can't remember if I had him sign it, but I've got it. I've got a lot of cool Lillard shit, but I got everything Dylan, because I knew what Dylan was after his second or third year. Basketball metaphors matter. Just remember, all you young athletes, you're playing for imperialists. I'm so thrilled that he went here because there's certain franchises that want to win, like the Celtics. OKC's committed to winning now. Will they? I hope. We'll be rooting. ABC, do, re, mi. 1, 2, 3, do, re, mi. We. Remember when we used to teach biology here? Remember when we cared? Now it's all imperialism. Dylan Jones changed the culture here because he had these shirts made at Coleman's. Made in the USA. I talked him into that. Maybe we can. I bought this on eBay. $10. The Dylan, I bought that because it was made here. The number 1 was given to me by Tim, who runs a big store. I had them all signed, was to do the play-by-play. And the Lillard Zero, what a great shirt that is. I bought a Savers for $1.99. What's that? 311 on the basketball. Hall of Famer. Remember where you came from, both of you. Don't ever forget it. I told Dylan this multiple times. Dylan, just remember. You remember where your grassroots are. You remember where you come from. I come out of the out of the hospital after a heart attack. Clouky says our great friend Kevin Blanch, who did the call for 88.1 those years, is fighting for his life across the street. I came out, could barely walk. My aortic valve ripped to shreds. Had open heart surgery again. January. Whoa, 2023. Got out, first thing I did is come to a game. I can't walk down the stairs. He spots me. Dylan walks all the way across the court, walks up the court. Kev, I've been praying for you, man. Clouky told me about you. Remember where you came from. Remember your grassroots. It's not about celebrity. It's not all about fame. Winning matters. Oh, fuck yeah, it matters. It's not if you win or lose. It's how you play the game. Remember the environment. Remember the ecology. Remember your grassroots. Don't ever forget it. This imperialist country that we live in now. And these imperialists that you play for. These owners. Go Thunder. What comes after lightning? Rashid. Thunder. Go Abraham Williams up to Idaho. Go Jack down there at Texas Tech. Go Jack Kelly at BYU. Go Mr. Collins at freaking BYU. We love you guys. You know, Maxwell Anderson. Make that Niners team. Fucking Adam Rodriguez. Fucking USFL. All these fucking guys. Remember where you came from. Remember where you came from. Remember where you came from. ABC. 1, 2, 3. Lastly, NBA scouts, the dumbest people on the planet. No, there's the Congress and the bootlickers that support nuclear energy, the house the nuclear energy cartel built. I've been here since day one of this facility. No, that'd be NFL scouts. Just remember, Rashid Shaheed was not drafted. Not drafted. He's making the league minimum, and he could be the league MVP. What comes after lightning? Thunder. So we're Thunder fans now. Go OKC. Stay tuned.